back to my channel. My name is Khadija Tadeshola, and in my channel I talk about everything related to women and midwifery. So today I'm going to be sharing my personal experience, so my postnatal experience, and yeah, so I'm going to be doing it like that, my expectation versus my reality. So this is going to be in an episode because it's going to be a long story anyway. Yeah, this is about the first 6 weeks, but really it's going to be more about the first couple of days, kind of. Yeah. So I was discharged within 24 hours of delivery. I said that earlier. Then yeah, when I got home, I already had the cord prepared because I got the 0 to 6 month cord, which is foldable side by side. Though I was thinking I'm going to use that in the living room because it's side by side, then I'm going to get another one to put in the room. However, I am still using the 0 to 6 month, cord at the moment. My baby is just a couple of months. So I got home, my baby was in a car seat. It was only me and my husband, so I had to get the baby out of the car seat. Then I had to set the sterilizer because yes, my baby is on exclusive breastfeeding, but I started expressing from the hospital because my baby sucked for like more than an hour and she slept just like 2 hours. I was not able to have a good sleep at the hospital. So in the morning, by 6 o'clock after she slept again, I decided to express. So when she wakes up again in 2 hours time, I won't have to keep her in the breast for long, so I could catch some sleep as well. And it's just myself in the hospital. My husband was home already because they wouldn't allow your partner to sleep with you in the hospital. So in my hospital, I don't know of all that, but significant percent will not allow partners to stay with you. Though I was in a private room, but then it doesn't matter. Side rooms, but then it doesn't matter. So when I got home, I have to sterilize some couple of things, and my baby was using pacifier as well. That just to pacify her when she was crying. Whenever she's crying, so I sterilized. Then I had perineal laceration, which was sutured anyway, and that makes it quite uncomfortable for me to really sit on my sofa. It was not soft, kind of, it feels hard for me. Yeah. Then I have this maternity pad that I do not really like, the one I bought, because it was like a diapers. It was so big and it feel weird to me. I don't know, maybe that's how all maternity pads are, but that was the only one I tried, and it feel well. I already bought like quite lots, so I have to use them anyway. So it was quite uncomfortable for me during that couple of the first day. So I had my baby on Sunday, yeah. Then I was discharged on Monday, and that Monday night, of course, my baby did not really catch a good sleep. So she sleeps, wake up. So I do not really have a night sleep during the night because my baby will wake up. I'll give her breast, I'll feed her, then she sleeps, I'll feed her, wake up, and all of that. Then the next day, which will be on Tuesday, had my friend come around. Shout out to all Lagos State College of Nursing students in the UK, especially the midwives that have come around to help me. Most of them we are not living together, but they do come to help me. Someone come on Tuesday, which is like the 3rd day. She came from Birmingham. Shout out to you, my lovely friend. Will I say friend? My lovely colleague. She came to help me. She did, though my husband do cook, but because she's around, she do some quite lots of cookings for me to get me food. So she stayed from that Tuesday to Friday before she leave. That's so lovely. She will be on duty on Saturday, so she had to leave on Friday. I really appreciate your support, Miriam. So she helped me with a couple of things, and that was really, really helpful. And she do make some delicious meals for me as well. Though my husband will laugh, but then it released some kind of pressure from us. My husband was on paternity leave as well. He had a 2 weeks paternity leave, so he was on leave from the day I had my baby. So he was home as well, and of course we have to do taking the baby, carrying the baby, breastfeeding, relieving me, doing some housework, the cooking, the dishes and all of that, which Miriam really did well, and I do appreciate her. So, and of course, I'm a Muslim. We have to talk about the akiko, the naming ceremony. But before then, within the first few days where Miriam was around, there was a day, I think on Thursday night, my maternity pad has been exhausted, so I had to use the normal sanitary pad. Man, that was quite painful. The night I was crying because it was so painful. I couldn't sit down. I was having pain from from the perineum, the suture. Then it feels like the sutures were gaping, were coming out. Yes, I don't do any sit baths or something. I just bathe normally, which is what is recommended. You're not really expected to sit on a hot water because the sutures that I use are absorbable, and that might melt it, and it may, you may have a kind of it may be like, what will I say, loose. So you may have a loose sutures, and that might cause an infection if you're not somebody that is hygienic. So I just washed normally, and there was this pain, and fortunately or unfortunately, my midwife had when she sutured, there was this very big knot that when I feel it, she has the knot was not short, so it was so long that I could feel it. And to me, I was thinking it's I was thinking is a loose stuff. So it was so painful to me. Then I had my colleague to to kind of have a look, because I was scared kind of. So that night she was even like, oh, should we call your triad? I was like, yeah, even if we call the triad, they're just going to give me pain relief. There is really, really nothing they can do about it. It's just something I could bear. And one thing about me is that I don't like taking medication. So up until that point, I haven't really taken. So what happened was, my midwife came for visits a day after my discharge, which is on, I was discharged on Monday, so she came on Tuesday. And up until when she came, I haven't taken any pain relief, so because I don't like taking medication. So she advised I do take either paracetamol or ibuprofen. She did say that paracetamol will only work for the pain. And she have a look as well. She said it's beginning to get swollen because of inflammation. So she said the ibuprofen will work for both pain and inflammation. Then I did say, oh, I'll prefer to take the ibuprofen. So I took ibuprofen twice on that Thursday, and on that Tuesday, Wednesday, then Thursday, I started feeling this pain. So I was kind of confused as to what exactly is causing it. That was the first time in my life I'm taking ibuprofen. Yeah, I haven't taken them before because I don't like taking medication, I said earlier. So I was scared as to why am I feeling that pain. And don't forget, I started using the sanitary pad. Yeah, the normal sanitary pad that same day. So I had midwife appointment, day 5 midwife appointment on Friday, which is when my friend is going back as well. So we went together on that Friday to to the midwife, and they have a little. So they did advise, my midwife do advise that I stop using the regular sanitary pad. That may be the reason I'm having the pain. They have a look at the the suture. It was, yeah, it's healing fine. There's no any sign of infection. Everything is fine. I know everything is fine myself, but I just want to be sure it's not losing, it's not gaping, because I feel something is losing. Yeah. So they said no, everything was fine. So yeah, that was at the, but really the healing process of my tear was not an interesting one, especially with the fact that the knot was so long. So I felt horrible. I don't know, maybe that's how it is, but shout out to everyone that has had that baby and they have perineal tear or episiotomy. Well done, you really, really done well. I have, suture quite a lot. I lost count of how many perineum I have sutured, but I do not really know that is how the healing is. It's different experiencing the healing of the perineal laceration. It's a different thing. The pain you feel when they are suturing or something, that's different. We're talking about the healing. It's really, really not easy. And my own was really not nice. Probably, I believe it's because of the knots, the way it was sutured. So, I personally, when I suture, I don't leave those long knots. And most of the time I do practice, I bury the knot. So when you bury the knots, the patient will not be able to feel it. But in my case, the knot was not buried, and I felt it, and it's quite long here. Alhamdulillah, I'm totally healed now. But then I think it take more than 10 days really to heal, because I when my 10-day appointment, I was still feeling that pain, but it wasn't that much. And before I started really sitting well, it was like, there was a day my husband was like, how far? How is the healing? Yeah. Though before 6 weeks, I was completely healed. Yeah, before 6 weeks. But it took like a couple of weeks. I think maybe like 4 weeks before I got myself. Imagine. Though I do not really take pain relief for long, but then it's not an easy healing process for me. So I'm saying it again, for all the ladies, all the women I have sutured, I'm saying shout out to you all. Or every woman that have had perineal laceration or episiotomy and they have been sutured, you are, shout out to you. Well done. You really, really done well. It's not easy. I'm blowing you all kisses. And to everyone that is coming, that will soon be sutured, that I will sutured when I go back to work as well, I'm saying shout out to all of you, and I promise I have been empathetic, have always empathetic, I will continue being, especially with the fact that I have felt it and I know what you guys truly are going through. The thing is that we can't really know what people are going through because we don't feel these things the same way. Either way, I appreciate you all. You all, well done. So, the 5th day, my lovely friend went, and yeah, on Saturday, my baby name is Aminukhadee, is on a Sunday, because my baby was born on a Sunday. I'm a Muslim, so there's these challenges. We have to cut my baby hair, for religious purpose and all of that. So we have to cut her hair on the 8th days. My husband cannot do it. This is the first time we're having a baby, so we have to get someone. Luckily, we had our lovely neighbor that came on Sunday morning to come and cut our little girl hair. He was so happy to do that. Yes, he said that he was so happy to do that. That is an honor. So after cutting it, of course, when we had our baby, we do the Islamic ritual as well. We call her down on her hair, my husband did, and we could not get dates. It's not that there's dates everywhere, but we did not really remember. Is it that we did not remember? Then we have a mosque close to us, so the imam remind us about maybe the next day or so, when we told him about our baby and about how we need people to come in on the naming ceremony day. And there's this cultural differences. It's different from back home. Here, right from where you're pregnant, they believe you should have given your baby name, and everybody's asking, what's your baby name? What's your baby name? Yeah. But back home, there's this Mosikun kind of, everybody keep their baby name. But yeah, right from pregnancy, we know, right from before we have our baby, we already have a name for our baby. So everybody knows the baby name. As soon as we had our baby, the mom and all of that. So here, basically what they do is, some people do it, they already give their baby name, so they just kill the ram and just pray and all of that. So what did we do? On Saturday, another of my lovely colleague came around, Kabira, from, where is she again? Oh, the other one was from Dudley. Then she is from Birmingham. She came on Saturday night. My baby name is on Sunday, so she came on Saturday night. Yeah. So how do we do the naming as well? We of course, there's no that paparazzi here. I would have loved to do it, but we can't really do much of paparazzi here. So we do not do the ram stuff here. They did the ram stuff back home, yeah. And yeah, we just called the imam to come around to come and pronounce the name and to do a couple of prayers. And we call our friends and colleagues around to come around as well. So they come and jolly with us. And we have our lovely Pakistani people that come around as well. And, you know, it was a lovely memories. We have a lot of pictures, you know. Of course, yeah. Of course, I can't really share pictures as much because, you know, understand people privacy as well, so I don't really share pictures as well. I did not really share pictures about my delivery process and all of that as well. I'm a Muslim. You have to process, you know, protect your shares, whatever, and all of that, so it's lovely. Just enjoy the story this way. So that's about my first 8 days. So on the naming ceremony, yeah, my colleague came around, and I have one of my husband family that's been in the UK as well. So she's from Manchester. Yeah, she came around as well on the Saturday. So we all jolly on the Sunday, which is the naming, and they have lovely people, lots of lovely people come around, especially midwives from the Lagos State School of Nursing and Midwifery, especially the midwives. Yeah, they do come around. I really, really do appreciate you. Let me see some names I can mention: Kabira, Miriam, Ojekunle, Raphael, no, Sarah, right? Yes, Sarah. Yeah, then my lovely colleagues from, you know, from Ghana as well. Bigos, that's, yeah, Abigail, Yasmin, Ola, midwife Ola. Who again? The kids, Zara, my lovely friend, my lovely Muslim sister in the UK as well. She's originally from Pakistan as well. Iman, Najma. You know, I have Malik and his friend. Those was from my husband, you know, workplace. Then we have lovely Muslim brothers, Nigerian Muslim brother from the mosque as well that do come around, and their, you know, their wife as well. They do come around. The imams as well, they do come around. So it was a lovely, 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 lovely naming ceremony. And we do not really have a feeling that, no, we are not in Nigeria. It was so lovely. We had a couple of people come around to, you know, to appreciate with us, you know, to thank Allah in our life, to celebrate our lovely one that came around on that day. And yes, up till now, I'm still receiving visitors. People are still coming around. Zainab do come around recently as well. And I have this lovely Nigerian Yoruba neighbor as well who has been helpful. So those people make it feels like, you know, I'm not alone. I have a lot of people. And of course, my YouTube subscriber, my YouTube family as well. You people, you know, are really lovely. The congratulatory messages and all of that, the understanding. I really do appreciate everyone. But when we talk about the, you know, the healing process, it was not really easy. That's one thing. And in that aspect as well, I still have to keep feeding my baby. I have to keep carrying her whenever she feels so much. All of those things. And of course, there's this developmental stages as well. Couple of weeks, you know, the first 2 weeks, she wasn't really sleeping in the night. So I have to keep waking up to feel that. Then of course, at one point, my husband have to resume back to work. So my husband does the cooking for those couple of, you know, weeks when I was still healing. Then after that, I have to go back to cooking. Yeah. So what was I expecting? Really, to be sincere, I was expecting it to be something that would be more difficult than it is. But guess what? It wasn't as difficult as I expected it to be. It was lovely, yeah. So I'm going to stop this particular one at this point. So I'm going to be, what happened next, you know, what am I still doing? Am I still breastfeeding my baby? And is there any point I feel depressed, I feel down or something? I'll be saying all of that in my next video. And also the developmental stages, you know, because I'm experiencing it firsthand, I now understand them much better. So I'll see you in the next episode of my postnatal experience. Expectations versus reality.